Well, it's usually action-packed and incident-packed when the Old Firm come to Tynecastle, although when Celtic came here a month ago, it was a dreadful non-event. Hearts never got going that day. Are they saving themselves for Rangers? Surprisingly, Tynecastle isn't one of Chris Boyd's favourite grounds. He's only scored once here, and that was in his Kilmarnock days. Jean-Claude Darcheville has scored more goals on this ground than Boyd, a double on Rangers' last visit in that 4-0 romp last season. Bruno Aguiar has been a delight to watch since returning from an 18-month layoff. His contract's up at the end of the season. Hearts need his sort to stay. Jamie McDonald called upon because Janos Balog has a fever. He played against Rangers at Ibrox in August as well, and also against them in the Scottish Cup final last season whilst on loan at Queen of the South. In fact, he only seems to play against Rangers. Hearts' 8 wins this season have all come against teams currently in the bottom half of the table. It's time to mix it with the big boys.
You're absolutely right, Ian. It's time for Hearts to prove themselves. Although it has to be said, they may not have to beat either side of the Old Firm to get that third spot that they're looking for. They'd certainly like to do so.
Pedro Mendes. Driver's going to be onto that. Nade close by. Driver with a rather tame effort in the opening seconds.
That's good though, he's showing his intent straight away, coming in off that left-hand side. Driver in a rich vein of form at the moment. It's going to be a big player for them today.
Scored a wonder goal last week here against Falkirk and opened the scoring when Hearts beat Rangers 4-2 here early last season. Ferguson, Mendes, Darcheville, Broadfoot, Bougherra back in the team after a 2-match absence. Lee McCulloch stood in. McCulloch on the bench today. David Weir facing one of his former clubs. Bougherra. Aimed towards Boyd. Mendes. Charlie Adam challenging with Nielsen. Hooked away by Zaliukas. Mendes presented it to Kingston. Driver had already started going some. Broadfoot's cross towards Boyd. Deflected by Jamie McDonald.
Yeah, it was just a misunderstanding between Wallace and Driver there. Gave the ball away to Broadfoot.
Karapidas now for Palazuelos. Driver. Karapidas, who has enjoyed his new role as a holding midfielder this season. Christian Nade jostling with Stephen Whittaker. Whittaker continuing at left back, although Sasa Papac is almost ready to return and probably will next week.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Walter Smith has tried far more to have that continuity in the side this season. That's been highlighted by the fact that the likes of Kirk Broadfoot's played every single match. Like I said, that wouldn't have happened before, but give Kirk Broadfoot his due. He's played very, very well there at right back.
Hearts have been much more consistent in their team selection too, mind you. It'd be difficult not to be.
Well, that's right, and it's helped them too. More consistency in team selection, more consistency in performances. They just lack still that cutting edge. They don't have strikers that score a lot of goals. They've got a couple of midfield players that have contributed, but they need more than that.
Driver. This is Aguiar and Kingston and Palazuelos have got themselves in there. It's veered away from the Spaniard. Palazuelos returns it. Ineffective from David Weir. Won't come down for Driver. It might now. Nilsson trying to have a go. Hearts look like they're in the mood today. Well, they weren't, particularly when Celtic came here 4 weeks ago. Easily turned over that day, and keen to make sure that the same doesn't happen today.
Yeah, it's quite a nice balance they've got in that central midfield area. Palazuelos and Karapidis, both quite comfortable on the ball, even though Karapidis has played full back and centre half. Just gives them a little bit of solidity in that central area.
Weir. It's bounced away from Kyle Lafferty. Getting another run out on the right.
Yeah, the Rangers fans are looking for bigger things from Lafferty. Needs to try and get himself into matches more, influence things a little bit more.
Zaliukas. Free kick given against Driver.
I was interested listening to the guys in the studio before the match talking about Kingston out on the right-hand side. It's going to be important for the home side that they get him involved. You see, Aguiar is more or less playing in a position that I would imagine that Kingston would like to play in. And Aguiar has played well since coming back from injury.
And Kingston has taken a sore one from Charlie Adam, and that will be a worry for Hearts with less than 6 minutes on the clock.
I think it's just a knock and they'll be okay. Just a little bit of a worry. Yeah, he just gets stood on a little bit there.
Kingston's all right though. Hearts have won their last 4 games, their best winning streak since the heady days of 2005 when George Burley won his first 8 games.
Yeah, but it hasn't exactly been the same kinds of football. Not quite as fluid. They have managed to just grind out results, Hearts, but winning 1-0 is also a very good attribute to have.
Dougie MacDonald issuing a stern warning to Kyle Lafferty. He has 3 of those 4 wins for Hearts by a 1-0 scoreline. And they were as brutal as they looked. Driver. Stopped by Mendes. Boyd. Zaliukas. I think that might be a free kick.
Yeah, just about.
Bruno Aguiar will take this. Christophe Berra and Marius Zaliukas amongst those lurking, and Karapidis there too! And the whistle has gone for a free kick.
That was a lovely ball then, wasn't it? Aguiar just floated towards the back stick area, quite deep. Karapidis get on the end of it. A little tussle there with Bougherra holding his shirt, I think. Driver almost got on the end of it as well. Just shows how highly they rate Aguiar, that he's the man that takes the dead ball situations and not Kingston, because we know they can both do it.
Kingston onto that, and a high boot from Mendes. Lee Wallace, who's come on leaps and bounds this season. Whittaker. And Nilsson has won it back from Adam. Kingston the beneficiary. Turned away by Weir, but only to Palazuelos. Took a while for the ball to come down. Lee Wallace gets a throw. Ferguson calmly feeding it back to McGregor, who wastes no time. Trying to pick out Charlie Adam, who's clipped Robbie Milson.
Hearts coming out strong, not exactly all guns blazing, but certainly up tempo. And Rangers just bedding themselves in.
Aguiar with another free kick. And Karapidas almost meeting it again. A lively opening 10 minutes. Aguiar. Corner.
Well, it's okay for Hearts to have this possession and be around the box, defended by Rangers, but they really have to try and bring McGregor into things a little bit and make this period of possession pay.
Aguiar floats it in onto the roof of the net.
You can see there's no zonal defending there from Rangers. Man up against man, wasn't the best of balls in though. A bit of a waste really, as the manager looks on.
He's an interesting character, Shabba Laszlo. Stephen Whittaker lunging in on Zaliukas, and Dougie McDonald's having to keep a watchful eye on proceedings, because there have been a few like that.
It was an outstretched boot. It didn't really catch Zaliukas, but there's a bit of intent there.
It was a dangerous lunge from Whittaker, who was already being jeered for being a former Hibs player, and will now get even more stick from the home fans for that. Palazuelos, Karapidas for Wallace. Robbie Milson, good to see him back in action after the long layoff.
Well, I can see already that Christian Nadi up there on his own, the type of delivery into him has to be of a high level. Can't be in the air, it has to be at his chest or at his feet and give him a chance of holding things up.
Bugera up towards Boyd. Darshville, handball, Robbie Milson. It's a free kick in a terrific position for Rangers.
Yeah, it's a very good position. I don't know if Nielsen knows much about this.
Jamie McDonald was beaten by Chris Boyd earlier this season, and a couple of times in the Scottish Cup final, including from a free kick.
Well, you wouldn't be surprised, Ian. He's hardly touched the ball in the first 13-14 minutes. I know that makes no difference to him.
McDonald was on loan at Queen of the South last season, hence played in the Cup final. And Boyd has the keeper in his sights again, but it's way off target this time. Much to McDonald's relief, no doubt.
I'll watch this, it's good. Closing down here from Aguiar and Driver.
Yes, if Rangers fail to win here, it would certainly give Celtic a huge lift as they prepare to face Inverness Cali Thistle in Glasgow later. Wallace. Away by Weir. He's got a free kick anyway for a high challenge from Christian Nadi.
Well, I think the Rangers are quite comfortable, really. McGregor hasn't been troubled. Yes, Hearts have had the majority of possession in the first 15 minutes, but pretty sure Walter Smith at trackside will be quite happy knowing that that was going to be the case anyway.
Adam. Weir. Boyd. Broadfoot. Lafferty in the middle. Boyd not giving it up just yet. Ferguson!
Lovely ball in from Broadfoot. Lafferty centrally using his height, and the ball gets played back out, and the captain doesn't get a hold of that one at all, but again he was closed down very quickly.
Barry Ferguson made his Rangers debut on this ground 11 years ago, just after Rangers had clinched 9 in a row. Lafferty. Hacked away by Nielsen. Aguiar for Kingston. Two easy on the eye players. Palazuelos. Berra. Up to Nade. And Christian Nade stumbling a little. Complaining to Dougie McDonald. Rangers get on with it meantime.
Well, it's important that Nade, well, that was a bad ball again up to him. He has to be stronger and stay higher up the park and give himself as much room as possible to come towards the ball. The quicker he does that, the tighter things get.
Bugiera. Mendes. Christian Nade seems okay now. Wants a bit of strapping from the bench though, apparently. Somebody's gone off to get that. Broadfoot stops it reaching Driver. Good idea. Darshville. Kingston's challenge. It's Charlie Adam though, and Kingston in the way of that.
That's good play from Kingston. We know he can be very comfortable in possession and open teams up, but he has to work hard as well, and he's doing that so far.
It's asking a lot of Kurt Broadfoot. It's a change of boots for Christian Nade.
Looks like he may have just torn the last boot, or maybe the lace. Certainly a complete change there.
Could do with some goal-scoring boots. Only the one so far this season.
Absolutely.
Free kick for Aguiar. Zaliukas and Berra will join Karapidis in there. Nade absent. Aguiar floated in. It's a fine save, but it's been put in. Hearts have the lead, and it's Zaliukas who pounces. It didn't matter that Nade wasn't there. They scored anyway after McGregor stopped it initially.
Well, this has been the key thing for Hearts so far this season. Players scoring from midfield and now also central defence, but it's all about the ball, and look at it, perfect, begging to be headed towards goal. It was dealt with first time by McGregor. It's not a bad save, but it comes back into such a dangerous area. Ben on the end of things, and Bugiera trying to stop it. He couldn't know, because look how many Hearts players are on top of things. Kingston's in there, and the ball just comes back to Zaliukas. The easiest goal he'll score all season, 1-0 Hearts.
Zaliukas sent off against Celtic here a month ago, enjoying better fortune against the other half of the Old Firm. Hearts have looked a very different side today than they were against Celtic. They have a goal to show for it. Karapidis has released Driver. And Driver will hold it up. And he seems to be heading nowhere though. Oh, he's got a free kick. He was heading nowhere.
Yeah, it's Bougherra against the card. But this is not a good area from a Rangers' point of view. Let's see what happens here. Driver, he's just pressurised really by the two. Not too much in it, but it's for that. That's what it's for. And the referee caught it. And now they've got to face, once again, Aguiar.
Rangers on the rack, a goal down, and here comes Aguiar's free kick. It's not back in again for Kingston! It's 2-0! Larry Kingston! Beyond their wildest dreams! 2 quick goals for Hearts! An absolute nightmare for Rangers!
Well listen, that's exactly why Aguiar is on the free kicks and not the man who scored the goal. Great ball in. Christophe Berra does so well ahead of back. Rangers all at sea. Really bad defending here. Bougherra gets caught underneath it. Kingston on hand yet again for another easy finish. But Bougherra doesn't deal with it. McGregor gets a very slight hand to it. Adam hasn't tucked in. It's all wrong for Rangers and all right for Csaba László.
Well, Christophe Berra's headers certainly set up a couple of scrambles, and how Hearts pounced. Saliukas first time, Kingston second time, and Rangers need a huge response to this scoreline. And a booking for Bougherra amid the problems for Rangers.
He's just booked, and then of course he got caught against Berra, but that is the player who's made it 2-0. He started the game well. Of course, the Rangers manager, having managed to get through the first 15 minutes without any real problem, he's found himself in the next 8 minutes with a serious one. Nadi back on.
2 minutes and 36 seconds between the 2 goals, and Csaba László's side have stunned Rangers. Hearts are relishing this, and Celtic will be pretty pleased too.
Well, it's quite evident that neither Barry Ferguson or Pedro Mendes have really touched the ball yet. Everything's bypassed them. Certainly the Rangers strikers haven't had a look in.
Charlie Adam sends that in though, and Bougherra closely watched by Berra. Broadfoot's long throw. Lafferty closely guarded. Palazuelos, or Aguiar rather, trying to force it clear. Bougherra. Broadfoot. Free kick for Broadfoot. A little nudge from Wallace.
Well, it's going to be exactly the same shape of ball that led to Hearts' first goal from Charlie Adam. It's all about how well the Hearts defence can deal with it.
Charlie Adam ordered back a yard. Second try. Oh, it comes off. Oh, it's gone in. A bizarre goal. Rangers respond straight away, and they really needed that.
We did. I've just said it, haven't I? How well can Hearts deal with the ball coming in? And the answer, they just didn't. It's a lovely ball in. I think it's Karapidis who gets on the end of it, under pressure from Boyd. But I tell you what, that's very, very poor. Certainly have let Rangers back in it.
Well, goals, goals, goals at Tynecastle. So it may well go down as an own goal for Christos Karapidis.
Yeah, again, it is about delivery, and it was quality from Charlie Adam. It's a dangerous area. It's going in on top of McDonald, and you can see there. Well, I think that's Karapiras that gets the head onto it. And you see that he chases it back in, but virtually impossible at that point to keep it out. He's going back towards his own goal. Boyd puts him under pressure. And McDonald, of course, wrong-footed. I don't know what he's doing towards the right-hand side. Certainly nowhere near it.
Some game. Rangers right back in it after those two quick goals. The Hearts floored them. Lively, very lively. Christian Nade looking to reach his own header. It's turned out by Bugera.
None of the goals, Ian, have had to be worked very hard for. Defence is not dealing with it.
Palazuelos. Nielsen. No foul by Charlie Adam. Nielsen rode that challenge. Bugera. It's met by Zaliukas, who started this scoring spree, and now Kingston is hurt again.
Once again, it's Charlie Adam who catches Kingston, this time a high foot. Yet again, Kingston. It's not too bad. Let's get on with it.
Not quite as severe as the first one he took. Nade. Aguiar will settle for a throw, which Robbie Nielsen will take. Hearts' longest serving player. Actually joined them from Rangers Boys Club. Mendes missed his kick. Nade. Bugera having to turn that away. It's Christian Nade. And Driver was bobbling horribly.
But for a player in form, this is a real chance. Nade, he thought he was going to get it, and he turns inside. At this point, I'm thinking Driver, if he can just get something on it, it's going to pose McGregor a lot of problems. He didn't.
He did have a streamer in his boots at the time, mind you. He might use that as an excuse.
It's never a good thing, that.
Ferguson. Aguiar. Kingston. The 3 goals came in the space of just over 6 minutes. Neither goal a classic.
No, and I think from a Hearts point of view, they'll be very disappointed. It was so cheap, giving that goal away, especially after they looked like they were in a very comfortable position, playing well and creating 1 or 2 chances, putting Rangers under pressure.
Shabba Laszlo in conversation with his bench. They could have done with holding on to their 2-goal cushion for a little longer. They know that. They're up against the old firm. Kingston. Ferguson. Disappointing. Pensive Walter Smith. Celtic 4 points clear of Rangers. No room for any slip-ups, really. They can't afford to draw this game, let alone lose it. The Celtic home to Inverness later, which is probably a home banker despite Caley Thistle's excellent away form. Sliced out by McGregor. And advantage played. Dougie Madonga's about to blow for a free kick. Aguiar. Screened by Bugiera. Palazuelos charging in, offside against Christian Nade.
I'm not sure why the referee there thought that was advantage a few seconds ago, because he's just watched 3 goals come from dead ball situations, and he could have given Hearts another one there, but decided to let play go on, even though the Rangers were pretty solid at the back, organised.
Mendes. Bugiera. Ferguson. Bugiera. Wasting a possible opportunity for Rangers.
He's taking the wind out of Hearts a little bit, and he'll be pleased with that. I think he probably will be the more pleased of the 2 managers, even though they are down at the moment, in that Rangers haven't really got going. But they have managed to get that goal to get them back into it.
Good kick given against Nade. A foul on Lafferty. Barry Ferguson's got a bit to say to Nade there. Bugiera takes it. Whittaker, Mendes. Weir. In towards Boyd. D'Archeville. Would it come down? No. Aguiar. I think the plan was to put Andrew Driver away on the left.
Yeah, it was the right idea. He just couldn't execute it. Rangers just struggling at the moment to get the ball into either Mendes or Ferguson. They are outnumbered in there, with Aguiar tucking back in, Karapidis and Palazuelos. So it's 3v2 in there.
Pedro Mendes lining one up, and he does like the odd goal from range.
And that has been the thing. He's fully about 35 to 40 yards out there. He hasn't been able to get up and around the box, and neither has Ferguson.
Rangers throw. Whittaker will take it. D'Archeville. Bugiera. Weir. Little wayward. Wallace will settle for a throw off Lafferty.
Yeah, you can see that Hearts have had an influence from a wide area so far in this game through Driver and Kingston as well on the score sheet, but Rangers haven't really. They can't get Lafferty into it, or Adam. Both players like to come in a little bit more central, and that makes it difficult for Rangers to get any width in the match. Boyd on the wrong end of a free kick.
Jamie McDonald's kick, aimed towards Christian Nade. Bugiera won it. Those two played against each other often in France. Wallace looking for an option. Shoved by Nade on Broadfoot.
Just going back to that width problem the Rangers have for a second. Very, very good to see Chris Burke back on the bench for Rangers. Might be a little bit early for him this, but certainly welcome to see such a player that can give a little bit of something different in that wide area, much needed by Rangers. And yet again, Boyd, a little tussle there with Zaliukas. You can see his right arm up.
Gave it his best innocent look afterwards. Vera. Long way out from Christophe Vera, who has had a part in the goals for Hearts. Chris Burke back on the scene for Rangers. Hasn't played since the Scottish Cup semi-final last season. He damaged his ankle. Substitute today.
Well, it would be nice to see him at some point, wouldn't it?
Broadfoot in on that, and he's going to get a free kick. Rangers have got one back. Can they score again before half-time to complete the recovery process? Charlie Adams' free kick did not clear Bruno Aguiar. Christian Nade turning away from Adam. They've got a few over if Nade can pick someone out, but he's held up by Bagheera. Kingston was racing through the middle, so too Aguiar. A mistake from Whittaker. Kingston. And now Aguiar. In for Kingston! And that's a good save from Alan McGregor. It could turn out to be a vital one. Here's Karapidis though. Nade. Another casual ball in. Palazuelos. Lafferty up to D'Archeville, but Berra in command. Lafferty. D'Archeville. The final 5 minutes of the first half now. Ferguson. Free kick for the Rangers skipper. Charlie Adam then with another free kick. Turned away by Palazuelos from Broadfoot. And high into the stand from Berra. In fact, I think it's almost gone over the stand. Lafferty. Mendes. Goal kick.
Oh, McGregor pulled off a great save here. It was lovely play between Aguiar and Kingston, but Kingston had to get this just lifted slightly. And he can't get up there, you can see that. McGregor was halfway down, and Laszlo, well, he thought it was 3-1, but it wasn't. It was a good save in the end.
Could be a really telling save, that from McGregor. Another free kick for Rangers. Charlie Adam will trot across again. Adam pings it in towards Bagheera. Pedro Mendes. Ooh, right on the edge of the area, that. Palazuelos, the offender.
And again, it's Adam. In fact, no, he's been overruled. It looks like they're going to go for a right footer. Mendes swinging it in on top of McDonald.
Well, that was a call from the bench. Mendes takes over. And it's punched away by Jamie McDonald. Drivers first onto it. As Hearts look to surge forward. Charlie hadn't done enough to put Driver out of his stride. Lewis Boyd for a series of similar offences.
Well, I think that's fair enough. You can see exactly Boyd even there has a little look to see where Berra is.
Last minute of a reasonably eventful first half.
Yeah, it's been entertaining. Not exactly fluid, attractive football. The first half that's had its stamp put on by set pieces. And you do expect that from these sides, but certainly as far as delivery has been concerned, has been good. And they've made the most of their chances. But looking forward to the second half.
Nade, Nielsen, gifted it to Boyd, and now Darcheville, who's got Lafferty to his right. That was pretty poor from Kyle Lafferty.
There was no way on earth Darcheville was getting there. It's a poor ball.
60 seconds of stoppage time at the end of this first half.
Indicated 1 minute of additional time. There's a minimum of 1 minute to play.
Whittaker fending off Nade. He ran into Kingston though. Nielsen. And it's another free kick. There might be another card coming out, in fact. Stephen Whittaker is going to become the third Rangers player to be booked.
Well, it's clever play from an old head. Robbie Nielsen just gets that touch before Whittaker makes the challenge.
This will be the last action of the first half, and Rangers certainly can't afford to concede again. Aguiar's delivery not quite so good that time. And Darcheville is racing away. Must be a matter of seconds left. So maybe Rangers will get the last chance of the half. Robbie Nielsen got back in time. It is half-time now. 3 goals in the space of just over 6 minutes. Aliukas pouncing after a goalmouth scramble. Kingston pouncing after another similar scramble. And then an OG from Karapidis was much needed for Rangers. Hearts are ready to start the second half, but there are 1 or 2 more streamers to be cleared first. And with Celtic home to Inverness later, Rangers really need to get their act together in this second half.
Yeah, there's a couple of questions to be asked in this second half. Can Hearts start the same way as they did in the first? And Walter Smith will have certainly been asking himself, how do I get my strikers into the game? He hasn't made any changes, but I would imagine things don't change quickly. He'll make sure that they do as far as personnel.
Palazuelos, here's Mendes. Boyd, Ferguson. It's cleared by Robbie Nielsen. More than cleared, actually. It found Nade. Aguiar trying to be precise in releasing Driver. David Weir. Bulgara. Karapidis now for Kingston. As well as being 2-1 down, Rangers have 3 players on a yellow card: Bulgara, Boyd and Whittaker. Mendes. Broadfoot. Bulgara. Easy for Christophe Berra, although he's given Lafferty a chance. And Mendes, it's landed on the roof of the net. Mendes felt it took a nick.
Mendes thinks this catches Berra, I think. As he hits it there, maybe just comes off the top of Berra's head.
Christophe Berra setting up both goals for Hearts, with a little help from Aguiar's fabulous free kicks. The value of set pieces certainly shown up today. All 3 goals coming from free kicks.
Yeah, it would be a big mistake from Hearts to allow Rangers in the second half to take the initiative and control things. We'll see if that happens.
Bougherra towards Lafferty. Mendes running onto it, but Christophe Berra will secure a goal kick. Csaba Laszlo's team on a very decent run. It hasn't been particularly pretty, but it has been effective. They're looking for a 5th win in a row today. When they lost to Celtic here 4 weeks ago, they were 8th in the table. Now they're 3rd and giving Waldersmith's Rangers plenty to think about.
Yeah, looking for the first SPL win against a team in the top half of the table. There's a chance now with a lead to prove themselves.
Mendes pops that back. It's gathered by Jamie McDonald, called upon for only his 2nd game for Hearts, both of them against Rangers, and that's because János Balog, the Hungarian, fell ill with a fever overnight on his 26th birthday as well.
What a test this is of Rangers' resolve. 2-1 down to Hearts at Tynecastle. Not a great position for Waldersmith's sides to be in. Still chasing Celtic, but it's getting results in games like these. It does give you titles, but you have to work very, very hard for it.
It's a poor kick from McGregor. Kingston's onto it. Snuffed out by Weir. Wallace. Palazuelos helps it on to Nielsen, who was put off by D'Archeville.
Well, I'm surprised that Waldersmith hasn't changed too much about his side in the second half. He certainly has pushed Charlie Adam and Lafferty up a little bit higher, try and pin back Wallace and Nielsen. And whether that allows Rangers centrally to be able to dictate things a bit better, I'm not really sure, but it certainly will help them in wider areas.
Chris Boyd kept it in. Mendes got the last touch. Walter Smith and Ali McCoist and Kenny McDowell hoping that Rangers can score next in this game. Lafferty. Bougherra. I'm not sure what he was trying there, but it didn't come off. Driver. Snuffed out by Bougherra, who did recover, but it is a corner. Aguiar's free kicks set up the goals. Both were met by Berra. It's a corner this time. Berra was in the mix again, but shadowed that time. Karapidis down for Nielsen. Kingston. Charlie Adams going to have to dig this one out with a bit of help from McGregor. Mendes. Saliukas stepping in front of D'Archeville. The only Lithuanian getting a regular game at Hearts these days.
Yeah, but he's playing well there alongside Berra. He has been tried in a couple of positions, but certainly a far better centre-half than he is a midfield player, that's for sure.
Palazuelos. Rangers are going to bring on Chris Burke soon, who's been out since April. And if he can't give them some width...
Well, that's it, Ian, isn't it? He's the one player. When you look at the bench and you look at the way this game has taken shape, you can just see that Rangers are crying out for some width. It's maybe not quite yet ready to come on, but I'm sure that it won't be too long before we see him back in action for Rangers.
Kenny McDowell issuing instructions. Walter Smith has not waited long to make a change in this second half. Has played a couple of reserve games recently, Burke. Kingston. Aguiar. Driver. Up against Broadfoot. Goal kick.
Well, the only choice now is for Rangers, who does Chris Burke come on for? It's nothing to do with Charlie Laszlo. He's quite happy the way that his side have come out in the second half again, but you'd imagine it would be Lafferty on the right. I should say the left-hand side for Rangers. No, it is the right, what am I saying? But the thing is, what this game for me has said is that Lafferty is not a wide midfield player. I've watched him now on a number of occasions, either left or right, and he hasn't been able to influence the match.
But you did well on your driving test.
Don't know my left or right, do I?
Mendes. Aguiar. Broadfoot. Wallace. The Hearts fans encouraged. Driver. It's cut out by Ferguson. And now Bugera. Rangers had only conceded 5 goals away from home in 8 SPL games on their travels this season, but lost 2 quickly in the first half and are still trying to recover from that. Chris Burke still waiting in the wings. Bugera. It's won by Berra. Pedro Mendes. It's Broadfoot who is picked out. Ferguson loitering near post. Hearts not too troubled really though. And between them, Wallace and Driver conspire to clear. In despite Aguiar that time, but Hearts will forgive him that. Nowhere to go. Boyd flicked it on, just dropped the wrong side of D'Archeville. And Robbie Nelson hoisting it high. Still no Chris Burke just yet. But his tracksuit top is off now. His arrival is imminent. Free kick's been given against Kyle Lafferty, who's had another miserable afternoon, and we're assuming it might be him who's coming off.
Looks like that Lafferty is going to go across the left-hand side. I'm getting this right this time. And Adams going off. Chris Burke eventually gets his chance to come on. Down the right.
So a reprieve for Lafferty. Could have been either one of them, I guess, and it's Charlie Adam who does make way for Burke.
Well, at least the one thing you do get from Charlie Adam is decent delivery into the box. There's not been too much in Lafferty's favour in this game.
Csaba Laszlo needs to reinforce the striking department at Tynecastle during the transfer window. Just 1 goal this season for Nade, just 1 for Jamie Mole as well. The striker they brought in the summer, Mike Tolberg's been injured most of the time. They still have the lead here against Rangers. Whittaker trying to do something about that now. Away by Zaliukas. Palazuelos fending off Ferguson. and finding Kingston. He's got Aguiar to his right. Nade bursting through the middle, and it took a little kick in front of McGregor, who had to turn it away. Bruno Aguiar certainly shown what Hearts have missed in the 18 months that he was out. Bearer one of the targets again. Kyle Lafferty first man. Andy Driver being watched by the England under-21 coach Stuart Pearce today. Nade still going. Kingston on his own in there, and plenty of white shirts around him. Bourgueira's clearance just skipped past Nade. Burke, D'Archeville. Mendes has made a great run, but Zaliukas will bring that assault to an abrupt end. D'Archeville has got a corner in front of the Rangers fans at Tynecastle, and they are gagging for a goal that would bring them level. This is Rangers' first corner, remarkably. Chris Burke floated in. David Weir. It hasn't gone out yet. Chris Boyd challenging.
Davy Weir doing well here. A looping cross. Thought this was going out, but managed to keep it in. And Boyd goes up with McDonald and rises higher than the goalkeeper, but just can't get it down on target.
Bourgueira. Driver. Palazuelos. Bourgueira goes out with Nade. Bourgueira for D'Archeville. And it's now Lafferty. Mendes found him. Kyle Lafferty picks out Burke. Oh, that's woeful.
Oh, it's not the cross that Burke wanted as his first, coming back from injury in the first team. It's pretty wayward. There's a good chance there for Rangers to have some decent delivery.
Rangers' only defeat this season coming at St Mirren, somewhat surprisingly. They've got half an hour to sort themselves out here at Tynecastle. Christian Nade's got a free kick off David Weir. They're level as far as fouls are concerned. Giving as good as they're getting. Aguiar then floats it in towards Bearer again, and it's goal kick this time. Eggert Jonsson is going to be on soon. Left on the bench today with Kingston coming back into the side, but he is going to see some action. Goal kick for Rangers. Could be promising, conceded by Zaliukas.
It's that same area again.
Forward foot there too. Plus the obvious contenders. Mendes floated in them, but it's a decent take from Jamie McDonald. And he's wasted it somewhat though by sending it straight to Alan McGregor.
I just wonder if Maria Kingston is maybe feeling that thigh a little bit more again. Maybe that's why Jonsson's looking like he's coming on.
Kingston returning after 6 games out, and it is he who is going to be replaced by the young Icelander. Eggert Jonsson, who started the season playing a rather different role as a right back in Robbie Nilsson's absence. Kingston's game is up.
The Hearts will be hoping that he's not feeling that thigh too much. He certainly has an influence in this game. Maybe just a fitness factor. Maybe also helps as well the fact that Jonsson's a far more defensive midfield player than Kingston. Maybe just highlights exactly what Xabi Laszlo's thinking about, trying to keep things just that little bit tighter now.
Look at Jonsson's 50th appearance for Hearts. Stephen Whittaker winding up a long throw. Weir. Whittaker stretching for that. Jonsson's first involvement. Weir for Bugiera. Burke. Broadfoot. Burke. Broadfoot. Pedro Mendes. Neither here nor there.
That wasn't the best of balls, but what is encouraging for Rangers is that Hearts now look to be sitting a little bit deeper, and that will enable Rangers to get more possession like this in those sorts of areas. It's a case of trying to take advantage of it now.
Broadfoot. If Rangers do lose here, Celtic could go 7 points clear this afternoon. They're home to Inverness Kelly Thistle, and that would be too big a gap for Walter Smith's liking. There is an Old Firm game coming up just after Christmas, of course, at Ibrox. Season of goodwill. Palacios has given a free kick away. Ferguson. Rangers need to rally. Bugiera. D'Archeville. Lafferty. And away by Berra. Turning into a top-class defender, Christophe Berra. Whittaker got it all wrong. Got a little bump there, Jamie McDonald. Jonsson. And again, Nilsson. Crawford's got to be wary of Driver's presence, and he was. Driver took an awkward tumble then, but seems to be okay. Into the final quarter of this game at Tynecastle. The 3 goals came in a 6-minute spell, midway through the first half. They've not been added to. The Rangers need that scenario to change.
It's now time for Hearts to look for that out ball, because they are sitting a little bit deeper. They need to get the ball over the top and get Rangers back towards their own goal. Otherwise, the Wayside are going to start dictating this match.
Ferguson's throw. Burke and Mendes trying to make themselves available. Ferguson elects to go a little longer, but it's cleared by Karapidas, only to Mendes. Ferguson. Aguiar's onto that, now Nade. This could be ominous, although there's not much support for Nade. Karapidis. Aguiar for Jonsson. Whittaker makes the challenge. Burke. It's gone out. It's a Hearts throw. Nacho Novo is going to be on soon, I think, in Rangers' search for a goal. He'll get a nice welcome as usual, I dare say. Scored twice here last season in that 4-0 win. A far cry from the way it's gone today for Rangers.
Yeah, it's hardly been a sparkling performance from the Rangers front two, but a lot of that has been down to service as well, and of course the way that the Hearts' central defence have played.
Bougherra, away by Palazuelos. Broadfoot. It's a free kick for Rangers. There's a yellow card coming out here. Chris Burke taken out, and I think it's Lee Wallace who has got the card.
Yeah, that's very late.
Nacho Novo about to come on, but Rangers have a chance to level it now with Burke's free kick. Bougherra went to the ground, had a little look at the referee, but it's just a corner. Chris Burke's corner, and Weir and Broadfoot both trying to get near it. Nacho Novo is going to... Oh dear. Oops. Nacho Novo is going to replace Jean-Claude Darcheville. Not just yet, but maybe now. Darcheville's game is up. He scored twice in that 4-0 win back in February here, and then we're off injured, and Nacho Novo came on and did the same. In fact, Novo's record against Hearts is rather decent. 6 goals in 11 games against them. Rangers could do with another contribution from one of the fans' favourites.
Well, Darcheville wasn't able to find any space in that Hearts defence. Can Nacho Novo?
Bougherra. Novo makes the run. Jostling with Berra. Rangers throw. Driver quickly in on Broadfoot. There's been a late challenge from Bougherra, which will give Rangers a free kick. Burke delivers. And there's been a shove. And it's all turning a little nasty. And David Weir should get himself out of there sharpish. And a few others.
A little bit niggly in there.
The Hearts fans giving it plenty. They're enjoying this as much as the Celtic fans are. Lafferty. Lafferty in. Berra out. Bougherra. Nacho Novo forcing Lee Wallace to pop it out for a throw.
That's the one thing about Nacho Novo, he will stretch that back four. He'll never stop running.
Broadford's throw, Boyd tumbled and stumbled. It's a Rangers throw, the Hearts fans over there raging with the assistant referee. George Drummond getting pelters. Bougherra. Lafferty now, and the flag is up for offside.
It's not been his day, is it? He's developing into a real chance. You can see there, I think it's Boyd initially, and not Lafferty. He certainly hasn't been able to contribute though, the midfield man. And you've got to say that, from a Hearts point of view, this has got to be one of the best chances in a long time for Hearts to beat Rangers. Rangers haven't got going. It's been the quietest game I think I've ever seen Barry Ferguson play. So from that point of view, it's a real chance for them to prove themselves.
Chris Burke racing away and taken out by Wallace, and it's going to be a second yellow and therefore a red card for Lee Wallace, and Hearts are going to have to see the last quarter of an hour out with 10 men.
Well, the first one was just stupid anyway to get a yellow card, and this one, he's nowhere near the ball. Burke's past him, and he knows he's just been booked. All he's got to do is stay on his feet. Burke's still got a lot to do, but now he's given his side a lot to do.
Goal up, a man down, and facing Burke's free kick, Nade clears it. Pedro Mendes! It ends up in amongst the Rangers fans.
Oh, it's just 15 minutes now, isn't it, to shut up shop. See Laz Little looking at his bench and just going about things now to make sure that happens, but this is not going to be easy. The Rangers have got their backs up.
Looks like there will be changes. So he's having a word with Abua then. Anyway, Whittaker floated in. McDonald comes to claim it. He's due a result against Rangers. Jamie McDonald, having played in the cup final for Queen of the South against them last season and at Ibrox earlier this season. Offside, Chris Boyd.
Certainly been at it for the full match so far.
Broadfoot, Burke. Hearts may bring on Jason Thompson soon to try and shore things up with their 10 men. Broadfoot goes long anyway. Burke. Broadfoot. It's got away from Driver. And then he's taken out by Jonsson. Free kick for Rangers. Potentially a massive moment this. Burke sent it back. Mendes! And it's diverted away for a corner.
Quick thinking by Burks. He saw Mendes on his own. Rangers looking for a handball. We're never going to get that there.
Mendes himself will take the corner. It's off Palazuelos, it'll be another corner. Hearts are going to make a change in a moment, but it's not Jason Thompson coming on, it's going to be Davidas Chesnauskas. Burke's corner is cleared by Zaliukas. It comes back in the direction of Burke. He's got to give it to Mendes, surely. Bougherra. skipping away from Aguiar. Into the last 10 minutes. And Hearts are going to make that change. Bruno Aguiar, who has made a fantastic contribution today with his 2 free kicks that led to the goals, is going to go off. Copying the definite at the moment, but now he walks. And he's going to be replaced by Davidas Česnauskas, who himself is making a return from injury. His last game was against Celtic at the start of this month when he hobbled off with a recurrence of a thigh problem.
Well, Aguiar's been real class again today. He must be like a new player for Csaba László, coming back into it after long-term injury. Česnauskas comes on for the last 9-10 minutes.
It's going to be a tense finale at Tynecastle for sure. Rangers desperate for an equaliser. And that should be McDonald's ball. Straight towards him by Bougherra. Walter Smith looking understandably edgy. Burke. Mendes. Whittaker's cross towards Lafferty, and Chris Boyd hooks it over.
Oh, that's good play. Nice ball then. Lafferty uses his height, and Boyd's in there. I think it's Zaliukas that tries to close him down and takes a sore one, but it wasn't a great chance for Boyd, but a half chance nonetheless.
He's only ever scored once on this ground, Chris Boyd. That was for Kilmarnock. Strange record really when you consider how many goals he has scored in his career. Just the 1 in 12 visits to Tynecastle. Maybe 13 soon. Whittaker. Bougherra. Broadfoot. Burke. Mendes. Burke. Boyd. And offside. Hearts are going to bring on the Ugandan international, David Abua, in place of Christian Nade. Csaba László was Abua's coach with Uganda. And his coach now is Bobby Williamson.
Driver again, had a good match. He's worked very hard down the left-hand side. He just gives Hearts that out.
Hearts happy to get the corner. Christian Nade being replaced. Here comes the Ugandan, David Abua.
Oh, he's worked hard. Has Nade. Again, no, doesn't really manage to create any chances, but it's not an easy role that up front on your own.
Abua, he's a big lad. Will try and make his presence felt here. Driver in, and Abua got there, and it drops wide. That would have been a startling introduction.
Yeah, and it would have been perfect for the manager as well, having just made sure he was on for that corner. Unusual that, normally managers wait until the corner's gone. The Hearts getting on with things again here.
Karapidis encouraging Česnauskas, and Whittaker stays calm. Abua. Nielsen. Novo pinches it off Palazuelos. Rangers running out of time. A game that they really needed to win, let alone draw, but they're settled for a draw right now.
Yeah, they have stuttered of late, dropping points. I think Walter Smith will be very disappointed, in particular the way that his team have passed the ball and not got to grips in midfield.
Ferguson's centre. Kirk Broadfoot then ready to launch this towards Bugera, away by Berra. Broadfoot returns it. Boyd and McDonald. Connolly will kick them from Nacho Novo, and one or two Hearts players reacting, and Dougie McDonald moves swiftly to ensure that Novo leaves the scene of his crime.
Yeah, Boyd gets the touch. Novo gambles. It's always McDonald's ball, but you can see there it's a nasty little one, though.
Something McDonald being troubled more by streamers than Rangers at the moment.
I think it just goes to show that, you know, if you look at Mendes and Ferguson in that midfield area, two players absolutely top drawer, but if they don't get on the ball and don't make passes and are overrunning there, it's too much of a sacrifice for a team with the quality that Rangers has in it to win matches. And that's been an area for me today that's been absolute key for the home side. But 3 or 4 more minutes for Rangers to try and make it happen.
Yeah, we've hardly mentioned Barry Ferguson's name today, and that doesn't happen too often. One shot on target from Rangers in this game, and Hearts could seal it here, but Driver had Chesnowskis through the middle, couldn't pick him out, not at all.
He had time to take a touch as well, just rushed it slightly.
Lafferty holds it up, and he's grappling with Berra. Just 2 minutes of normal time remaining, and defeat for Rangers here would be a perfect pick-me-up for Celtic after their European exit in midweek. They kick off at 3 against Inverness Cally Thistle, and they could, as it stands, go 7 points clear at the top of the SPL.
On the basis of the match, it has to be said, the home side, Hearts, have deserved to win this game.
Yes, Rangers below par, but could still salvage it. Bugera. Hearts on the verge of victory, and Walter Smith will be desolate if Rangers are beaten here. Weir launches it, on by Boyd, and Eggert Jonsson will clear it. Hearts' 8 previous wins this season in the SPL against teams in the bottom half at the moment. That might be about to change, but Rangers come again, and it's Karapidis who meets it this time. The 90 minutes almost up, we're waiting to see how much time will be added on. Andrew Driver unable to keep going. Burke. It's away by Zaliukas, and a foul. Mendes catching Abua.
He's not happy, not at all. But there will be 4 extra minutes to play, and that spine that Hearts have had recently showed up again strong today, and they've got to keep that going again for the next 3.5.
Well, it's a free kick for Hearts, and that will take a few seconds away. 5 wins on the spin, beckoning for Csaba Laszlo's team.
Better way to take this one. What a match he's had. Absolutely awesome in central defence.
Bearer towards Česnauskas. There's a little... I think it's offside actually given against Česnauskas.
I think that is the difference with this Hearts side. Zaliukas, Bearer obviously creating a couple of goals as well, but just defensively so strong. It's a real unit now again for Hearts. In midfield, they did dictate things for much of the game. And Rangers are now getting frustrated.
And Carl Lafferty, to be honest, he's had a yellow card coming all afternoon. Bit of dissent earlier on in the game. He's finally been booked.
The disappointing thing for Rangers and Walter Smith is the fact that they've dropped points recently by creating chances and not just taking them. But in this game, they haven't been able to create anything really. There's an own goal. They put their strike on the board from Karapidis. That's got to be a worrying sign.
Hearts have coped with 10 men for the last quarter of an hour after Lee Wallace saw red. They are just a couple of minutes away now from claiming one of the major scalps in Scottish football. McGregor launches it, and Boyd felt he was manhandled, but Dougie McDonald didn't want to know. A nail-biting end to this contest. David Weir staying up there now. And it's booted away by Zaliukas. Barry Ferguson, last man. McGregor pummels it back. Lafferty rises. It's a foul by Abua on Weir. Another chance for Rangers to snatch an equaliser in injury time. Boy, do they need a goal here. It's Whittaker to float it in, and Kirk Broadfoot over and out, and surely now Rangers are staring defeat in the face, and Hearts are about to celebrate a memorable victory over the Old Firm.
Yes, all hands on deck now for Hearts. Broadfoot couldn't make the most of that one. Csaba Laszlo, looks like it's going to be victory for him against Rangers.
A winning streak that was built on the foundations of 3 successive 1-0 victories. Admittedly not pretty, but they beat Falkirk 2-1 last week, and it's the same scoreline here this week. And they've certainly been up for the challenge, although Rangers not quite at it today. A matter of seconds left for Csaba Laszlo. I think he's going to go bonkers when that whistle goes, if not before. It's over. It is a magnificent victory for Csaba Laszlo. 5 wins in a row now for Hearts.